my boys were in middle and high school during the time when Refresh was started. And I felt like, there's a lot of bullying that goes on when kids maybe don't, smell fresh. And to us, and hygiene is so closely associated with self-confidence. When you feel good about yourself on the outside, it helps you to feel good about yourself on the inside. I mean, there's been a lot of studies about kids doing better in school. They're able to form more lasting friendships when they're feeling clean and confident. And so that's...
Well, and to that point, something that it will stick with me forever. We were at a local corporate sales event speaking to their leadership, and they were doing a pack for us in the hallway afterwards. And we were out there just visiting with some of the people that worked there, and this gentleman came up to us, probably in his 40s, and he was crying, like tears running down his face. And he was like, I just had to come and tell you guys thank you and how much it means to me personally. He said, I was that kid. And he said,
welcome to today's Heart of the Hustle. We are spotlighting local nonprofits here in the North Texas area. And today I have Refresh North Texas with us, and I have their founder and director, Liz and Kristin here. Hi.
hi, thanks for having us.
Excited you're here. So tell us a little bit more about Refresh North Texas.
So we were founded in 2019, and prior to founding Refresh, I was volunteering at a local food pantry. I did that once a week for 5 years. And what I noticed when I was at the food pantry was that, I don't know if you've been to some of the local food pantries to do volunteer work, but they have, all the canned goods and other things. And this particular food pantry has a hygiene product aisle. And at that time, 6 years ago, there was never really any hygiene items donated at the food pantry.
People don't think to donate hygiene to, you're thinking food. So
exactly. Yeah, and hygiene products is like shampoo, deodorant, female products, right?
Toothpaste, shampoo, that kind of thing. And so soap. And it got me thinking, I wonder, I had kids in middle school and high school at that time. And that age, they kind of need the hygiene items, right, to feel good about themselves. And I started asking around. I said, I wonder where some of these local kids are getting access to these really, needed hygiene items. And so I met with the school counselors and I said, is there any organizations in North Texas or in Frisco that are doing hygiene products for kids? I knew there were several organizations that were helping with food. They said, there's nothing like that in this area. And so Refresh was born not very many months later. And so we did our first distribution November of 2019. Our hygiene packs, they go out every 3 months. Our second distribution was February 2020, and then COVID. So it was a very interesting start for us.
The whole model had to be recreated because it was all going to be delivered to schools, and everybody was at home all of a sudden. And so, and
I started to get calls from like news stations and stuff asking about hygiene. And I'm like, we are, 6 months old, but I'm going to be the authority on this, And so I'm like, let's just get it done. And so we did. We started out, the first distribution was like 130 kids. And then we grew, and we're currently serving 2,300 kids
every quarter,
3 months. So that's 9,000 packs a year. And the packs are customized.
Yeah, each pack costs about $55 on average, but it is the gamut, all the oral hygiene, all the body care, hair care, and then the girls can pick if they want pads or tampons. And it's like Liz said, a 3-month supply, and they're customized based on the child's age and gender and hair care needs. So we try and customize them as much as we can without it getting too crazy, but we want to give them the stuff they actually can use. So our pre-K kids are getting detangling spray and tear-free, bubble bath and whatever. And then our teenagers are getting shaving cream and deodorant and some of the things they need. So, and then seasonally we'll add a hand sanitizer, sunscreen, and try and cover all the bases. And the products that we provide are not covered by SNAP, which used to be known as food stamps. And so if these families are having to decide between, putting gas in their car or paying a bill, I mean, that's some cash that they don't have to worry about now. We can bridge that gap for them, and they can take care of the other things they need to take care of. So, and every child in the family gets their own pack.
That's right.
So
we started in Frisco, and then 2 years later, we added Little Elm ISD. And then Denton ISD approached us. And so we've added some schools in Denton. We're in
5 schools in
Yeah,
Denton.
100 schools
100
altogether,
schools
right?
altogether,
100
yeah.
schools altogether in the district right now. So
Wow. And now did you start doing distribution through the schools once COVID ended or? Okay.
Hybrid model
it
now.
is, and it's kind of COVID was a blessing in that
Yeah.
way because we went to a drive-through distribution and we would just, kind of orchestrate it with a church or a school and use their parking lot and tell our families, okay, we're going to be in this parking lot, come through, just display the number that we've assigned to you. And so we just pop the trunk, put everything in the trunk, totally
Off they go.
contactless, and we were able to, and now we still use that model.
Yeah. We're in a warehouse now, and it's a lot easier. We can do a lot more days, many more days of distribution where the families can drive up. But yeah, and then anything that doesn't get picked up in the drive-through, we deliver to the child's home campus, and the counselors or nurse or whoever gets it to the student discreetly, and they're good for another 3 months.
Yeah, we try to incentivize our families to come to the drive-through because it's easier for the schools and it's easier for the families because these packs
packs
get
are
heavy.
heavy,
They're
yeah.
full-size products. We've had community partners like the Texas Legends give us free tickets. So, if you come and pick up your pack, you and your family get free tickets to a Legends game. Or Strikes has given
Yeah.
us game cards for kids to play games at Strikes during the summer. We've had Batch Bakery give us free mini pies.
yeah.
And so we try to incentivize them to come pick up their packs because that's easier for everyone. But if not, we deliver because we
Yeah.
know some families don't have transportation or a way to get to us. So yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So what's next for you guys?
Oh, well, we were just on the Kelly Clarkson show, and they're about to re-air that on July 31st. That was exciting. That was crazy
Yes,
time.
and that's kind of led to school districts in other areas asking us to bring our program there, which is something we want to do. Kristin always says that we always come from a place of yes, and we want to help all the kids we can. Funding is an issue. We're a volunteer organization, so the money and the donations that come in, they go to paying the rent in the warehouse and to buying the products. But these products, like Kristin said, everyone that goes shopping now knows how much lotion and toothpaste and shampoo and the feminine products cost. So we do have our gala coming up, and we do have North Texas Giving Day, and so those two events are important to us to raise money so we can continue to fund the existing kids and hopefully grow the program.
Yeah, our biggest fear is ever having to put a kid on a wait list. And so yeah, those two events, the gala is our only fundraising event of the year besides North Texas Giving Day. So those two events, and in our case they're kind of back to back, but it's going to be a big fall for us between September and October.
Yes, the gala is at Verona Villa on October 3rd. And it's a Friday. This is the third year that it's at Verona Villa. Jason Young has been very gracious to us and allowed us to use the venue. He's donated it to the organization. So we're going to have a fun night, a nice dinner, casino, games, music. Melody of Hope is sponsoring the music for our event. It's really fun. It's a fun evening. We're hoping to raise, quite a bit because, like Kristin said, that's it. We do the one fundraiser a year. It's just there's so much that goes on in the background to keeping, doing the hygiene packs, packing, 2,300 packs every 3 months that we just want to focus on the one event, make it a great event, Spurs and Sparkles. It's a Western theme. It's really pretty cute, but tickets and sponsorships are on sale now on our website. And so we'd love to have the community participate.
So tell us, why hygiene products?
So, as I mentioned before, my boys were in middle and high school during the time when Refresh was started. And I felt like, there's a lot of bullying that goes on when kids maybe don't, smell fresh. And to us, and hygiene is so closely associated with self-confidence. When you feel good about yourself on the outside, it helps you to feel good about yourself on the inside. I mean, there's been a lot of studies about kids doing better in school. They're able to form more lasting friendships when they're feeling clean and confident. And so that's.
Well, and to that point, something that it will stick with me forever. We were at a local corporate sales event speaking to their leadership, and they were doing a pack for us in the hallway afterwards. And we were out there just visiting with some of the people that worked there. And this gentleman came up to us, probably in his 40s, and he was crying, like tears running down his face. And he was like, I just had to come and tell you guys thank you, and how much it means to me personally. He said, I was that kid. And he said, to this day, I wear too much cologne because I remember that feeling of like, my mom would wash my clothes with whatever she could find and they'd be stiff and musty smelling and whatever. And he's like, I carry that with me today. And this is a man who is like, working at a major corporation
Right.
and, in his 40s and still, was that affected by it. So it definitely is something that you carry with you for the rest of your life, I think.
For sure.
Have you heard any stories from people who have been impacted by your work and are older now? Or I guess it's only been a few years, so you're not quite there yet, right?
We would love to. We would love to hear from
We
anybody
would.
that,
We do have families reach out and just send emails and call and tell us how
Yeah.
impactful it's been and what a difference it makes.
and we'll have families email us and say, you can take us off the enrollment, but it made such a difference at this time in our lives for, X, Y, Z number of reasons. And so that's really, we love to get those emails.
We do. Yeah.
Those stories are on the way. Give
Yeah,
it a few
I
more
hope.
years.
I hope. Yeah.
Of course they
We
are.
love it.
So that's awesome. Tell us more about being on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Well, it was a very surreal experience. They had called us in December of 2023, and it was a possibility at that point in time, and we didn't make the cut back then. And they were like, "Oh, well, we'll keep you in our Rolodex or whatever." And we were kind of like, "Okay." Well, then we forgot about it, and in February they called and said if it was Thursday or Wednesday, and they said if we can get you here next Tuesday, can you be here to film? And we were like, "Yes, absolutely." So. Things happened really fast at that point, and they chose us. And then Liz and I were on a plane on Tuesday morning, and
It was so fun.
was-
Is it New York or LA?
New York.
30
and
Rock.
The most stressful part
Yeah.
was picking the outfit,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Like that
so
was the whole
stressful.
thing because they have certain you have to wear certain bright colors, not a lot of patterns, not all
Yeah.
black, not all white. And we had in a weekend, you're going to be on national TV,
And you have to send them
right?
3 pictures, like of 3 different outfits, and then they tell you which one. So yeah, that was
That was crazy.
a lot of
Very
texting pictures
stressful
back and forth
for
to
me.
each other. Yeah, it was very stressful.
But we just had 2 days. I mean, it was very quick. We got
Yeah.
in and we filmed the next morning and then we were gone. But we did see a show in New York City. So
Mhm.
that was really fun. We saw Death Becomes Her. And when we came out of the theater in Times Square, it was snowing. And I'm like, oh, this is the great. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so great. I just love,
Yeah.
the back east weather. And so
It was really
we had a
perfect
blast.
New York
And
night.
I can't tell you how nice they were. They were so nice to us, the Kelly Clarkson
Yeah, everybody
team.
there was amazing.
They were so accommodating, so wonderful.
And they were filming the SNL 50th anniversary at the same time, like all the pre-recorded musicians and stuff. So we got to see, like in the hallway, we got to see all those musicians kind of coming in and out.
Yeah.
And our makeup artists and hair people were the same people that do the SNL cast. And so that was kind of fun. It was just a crazy.
Yeah, Noah Wiley was on right before us, so we kind of got to see him too. And it's hilarious. That whole thing is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
They're powdering your nose as you're like walking in the. It's crazy,
Yeah, it
right?
was.
Like what a life that is. But Kelly Clarkson couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah, she's
And
exactly.
I mean that
as-
she uses her fame to like spread the word about organizations like ours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Really, we were so grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah.
You had a fairly big sponsorship, if I remember, because I came to the watching party.
We did. Our friends at HEB.
Yeah.
So, yes, they gave us a check for $10,000. And that was a nice surprise.
Yeah,
They've
it
been
was.
so wonderful to us. Like I love seeing all the ways that they support the community.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So tell us how else we can help you. We know that you have the gala coming. There's obviously North Texas Giving Day. Do you need financial contributions? Can people like donate actual products? What does that look like?
Yeah, we are still looking for a match for North Texas Giving Day. So that's huge. Probably first and foremost, we're still looking for sponsors for the gala, and we always are taking product and monetary donations just for like to buy any monetary donations we get in that aren't in the form of a sponsorship. I mean, those two, but we used to purchase things at a discount in bulk. And so we have linked on our website, www.refreshnTX.org. We have very easy to find links to our PayPal, our Amazon wish list, and our Walmart wish list. And we make it real easy. Just ship it right to our warehouse, and you don't even have to, you can just do it while you're watching TV at night. So,
And it's a fun way for kids to give back too, to do
Mhm.
like a community drive, like put flyers in mailboxes. Like, if you want to donate toothbrush or toothpaste or floss, I'll come by and pick it up. It's a fun way to get kids involved. And honestly, for us, like our kids, they don't want for anything, right? Like it was a foreign concept to them that some kids may not have things. And so I think it's been such a good experience for them to be able to see that there are people in need right here in our community, And so
How about volunteers? Do you need people to come and help pack or organize the shelves or unpack boxes? What does that look like?
We get a lot of volunteers in, but we're always looking for more. And that's a link to that is on our website as well. Make it real easy to get in touch with our volunteer coordinators and get on our schedule. We also do a lot of service hours for anybody that wants to do a product drive. We have a lot of service like NHS or sports teams that will do product drives, and we'll give them service hours. A lot of corporations will do a community pack for us at their location, and we'll pick the packs up from them. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to get involved.
Each of our packs has a little what we call a refresh card, which is kind of like words of inspiration. So that's also a fun way to give back. For families, they can just kind of get together, get some index cards and color and draw, and we put those in each of the packs. And so they're cute. I mean, some of them are decorated with stickers and some of them are really elaborate artwork, but they say things like, you're awesome, have a great day, you're loved, things like that. And so every pack has one of those handmade refresh cards in it. So that's another way that people can get involved.
Yeah, they're cute.
They are cute. I'd say the best time is distribution day when our families come through to pick up their packs. So if you can ever, if people want to come in to volunteer for that, it's the most fun because our families are incredible. They're so gracious and grateful, and we just have the best time, getting to visit with them when they pick up their hygiene packs. So it's kind of like Christmas 4 times a year.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you for all you do in the community. And we appreciate you so much. And again, the website is
www.refreshnTX.org.
awesome. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us, Sherry.